In our Sunday's live stream, I wanted to see a drop below $81,000 to look for long positions and a reversal towards $85,600. But if you go over to the charts, unfortunately, as you can see, we put in a double bottom at $81,000. So even though we did get the bounce as I expected, I was personally left on the sidelines. And then on this high, as you can see, $85,600 is currently offering resistance on Bitcoin. So with all of that said, we do have a pretty important update today as we have a couple of things to talk about. I want to talk about this low, I want to talk about this high, and finally I want to tell you what I personally expect next. So let's get right into it. If we start off with that low, personally I have a couple of reasons to expect a break back below that level. The first one is that, as we just said, we have a double bottom which I really dislike. The second one is that we have pretty big early wicks which tend to get recovered. And finally, the most important reason would be that if we look at the monthly candle, we don't have a satisfactory wick to the downside yet. So for all of these reasons, at some point, I do expect price to come back down and break back below $81,000. So then second of all, of course, we do have to talk about this high. Will this be a major high that pushes us below $81,000? Personally, I don't believe that this is the case for many reasons. Even if we get another bounce and another test of 85.6 and a rejection, I would still expect higher prices. The first reason is that, which is very important to me, we have a quarterly pivot that comes in around $88,000. And the second reason is that I don't love the fact that they're dropping price before the news tonight, which will be Trump speaking. He will be talking about the tariffs. So I don't love the fact that they're marking price down before the news. This could tell us that we could get a pump later today during Trump's speech. So even though this level is very important because we have an early imbalance, we have liquidity, it's the midpoint of the daily imbalance, and finally, we also have the value area high of this entire range. As you can see right there, we have a lot of confidence on this level, but even then we could still see higher prices to hit that quarterly pivot much higher. And very quickly, personally, I did open a short position yesterday night before going to sleep. So back to the charts, we actually have one more reason that I want to talk about, and that would be Ethereum. This is what I talked about on Sunday. I wanted to see a higher low put in this case, which did happen, offered a nice bounce. However, we do have a monthly pivot a bit higher. If I just mark it out monthly, we have that monthly pivot which comes in just below $2,000 and will be in confluence with the fill of this 4-hour imbalance. So could Ethereum also give us one more move up before we see that reversal lower? I think that this is very possible. So for all of these reasons, I don't believe, at least for now, that this is a major high yet. But of course, as usual, we do have to outline support and resistance levels. To the downside, if you go on the 15-minute, I'm just interested in one level, which would be this 15-minute imbalance, which is not so much an important support level in itself, but an important area to hold by looking at imbalances. But then as a support, it's actually important because we have resistance, 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 tried to offer support yesterday, and also if you look at the volume profiles, it is yesterday's value area low. So if we do indeed get a drop from here, or even if we get, for example, one more move up and then a drop lower, and we drop into it with imbalances and we see a reaction, then this could offer a nice long position for a move higher towards $88,000 and the fill of that quarterly pivot. If I just add it back on my chart, quarterly pivot at $88,000. And then if you go on the 4-hour chart, we do actually have decent confluence, which would be this partially filled 4-hour imbalance, which as you can see comes in just above that pivot, and we do have a double top just below it. So for now, this would be what I would look for on Bitcoin. It would be this support level. If it does offer a nice reaction, if I just remove this, if it does offer a nice reaction, then this could offer a long position for a reversal much higher. However, if we do lose that level, and especially if we lose that wick, so if we drop below that level, then of course very probably we will drop back below these lows, break $81,000, and probably head towards $79,000 to $78,000. So with all of that said, that was mainly it for this update. So quick recap, personally for now, even though I am in a short position, I am aware of the fact that prices could still move higher. We have a quarterly pivot above and we have a partially filled 4-hour imbalance. To the downside, I'm just interested in one support area that comes in between $83,400 to $83,600. If we can get that drop and we see nice reactions at that level, then again, this could offer a nice long position for reversal higher. However, if we lose that level, personally, I would expect to drop back towards $79,000 to $78,000. So as usual, if you guys enjoyed this update, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.